So what's up, Western Iowa Tech? This is the second awesome lady that is being interviewed in what we would like to call the extraordinary women of Western Iowa Tech. And a little bit on how we got there is, we're always seeking outside of Western Iowa Tech to look for awesome people. And we definitely got a lot of awesome people that work at Western Iowa Tech right in front of me. And one of them is right here, Lily Castro. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine, Mike. Thank you for interviewing me today.
Yeah, that is awesome. You're the top three. When I think of women and their story and what you've done with your life and where you come from, I'd have to be crazy not to want to interview you, right?
Well, thank you.
Straight up, and you are a mentor to not just Latina women, but people in general. Right. I can learn a lot from you, and I'm African American. So that doesn't matter. It matters when people do the right thing. And that's who I want to be mentored by. So anyway, so to start it off, tell us a little bit about where you come from, Lily, and how did you get to America?
I was born in South America. I was born in Chile. And because of the Civil War, back in 1973 started, my dad decided to take us out of the country, and we came to United States as refugees. We were originally going to another country in France. We were going to France or Sweden, but something happened that we end up in Miami, and our paperwork changed, and we end up coming to Olivet, South Dakota. Population 99.
Oh, wow.
That was December 3rd, 1976.
Wow. I thank God that you didn't go to Sweden or France, right? I thank God that you went to South Dakota, because otherwise you wouldn't be in my life.
I had no idea what South Dakota was or Olivet. So,
I'll let you continue on.
So we were in a Methodist church, took me and my family in, and we were there for about 6 months until I learned that there was a small Hispanic community in South Sioux City, Nebraska, and we moved.
Okay.
And later we started working I didn't speak English, so I didn't have much of options for jobs. So I ended up cutting meat at what it was before IVP, which is now Tyson Foods. So I started working there for many years. Wow.
And I bet you have some stories about that. I mean, that's a place, and again, I respect those people there. They directly affect the meat supply, but there's a lot going on there with sharp knives and just,
I worked on the line. I cut meat, I cleaned dirty floors, and I did dirty laundry. I worked there for 19 years. I've always wanted to get out of the packing plant, but I was married to somebody that did not believe in education. And so when that marriage ended, I came to Western Iowa Tech, and I came to admission, and I signed up for classes in January of 1995.
Wow.
So I was here taking classes. Well, I signed up for classes, but on my first day of school, things were different because I walked into a classroom and I couldn't read. Wow. I could speak broken English, but I could not read. I've never gone to take ESL classes or reading classes, but I learned very quickly.
Obviously you did. Now again, yeah, obviously you did. And here it is. I don't know if I could do that. And I guess if you were made to do that and that's what you had to do, then I guess you would do it, but it just speaks to me about, people complain about what they have to go through to get their education. And you went through much more than that to get to where you are now. So anyway, continue on. This is awesome, Lily.
So there was times that I mean, there was a lot of people, or at least there were at least two people that were wanting me to quit school and go back to the plant. I did not want it to look back. So, and I also had a couple of angels here at Western Iowa Tech. They didn't know me, but they put their arms around me and they said, you can do it. We are here to help you. And that was Penny Shemp. Remember Penny Shemp? Yeah. And Nathan. Remember Nathan?
Yeah, Nathan Hemp. Yeah.
So those two people, is like they held my hand and they said, we're going to help you through this.
Wow. And this was back in 95.
In 1995.
Right. So I'm just proud to say that we were doing good things then as well.
Yeah. Without technology.
Amen. Amen. So carry on. Carry on.
So I took my first course and I study a lot every day. I continue to work for my first year here. I came to classes in the evening and I worked in the morning. But after practicing, writing, looking at the dictionary, I was getting myself more comfortable. So I did graduate with a microcomputer specialist associate.
Okay.
Yeah. And that got me my first job out of the packing plant. And remember Gateway 2000 back then?
Yes, yes.
And the technical department.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that. I didn't know. I thought your first experience with IT was at Western Iowa Tech, but it was at Gateway.
Well, I work here as a work study at the help desk.
Okay.
But my first job was with Gateway. And then probably like a year later, there was a position at the help desk that opened up and Mike Kurtz hired me.
Mike Kurtz. Wow.
He knew me because I was a work study there.
Wow.
So then I started working at the help desk.
Wow. You just never know, right? Just never know. Who'd have thought, right? So now you're working at the help desk. How are you feeling? I mean, coming from the meat packing plant, cleaning dirty floors, now to sitting behind a clean desk and helping students that you probably never thought that you would end up helping. Right.
Well, that got me a nice job. I was very happy here. And I think I worked the help desk for about 6 years. But then as I start going to offices and loading software and loading printers and helping staff with their computer problems and students, I start looking at other departments. And so the opportunity came up to work in admissions and I applied and I didn't get the job. So I did ask the manager, what are you looking for your next staff? And they said, well, Lily says, we're looking, one of the requirements is that you need to have a bachelor's degree. And I go, a bachelor's degree. So I started thinking about it and I went to talk to the Bellevue representative and I got signed up for my bachelor's degree. And I started going to school.
Wow.
The position and admission opened up again and I was probably within like 8 months into the bachelor program and I didn't get it again. I think that second time you got it.
Okay.
Yeah. And so I asked again and they said, well, you still don't have the bachelor's, Lily. Come back when you have a bachelor. So I finished my bachelor and this time I got somebody that knew me from class asked me if I would talk to a manager at Gateway again about joining the account receivable department. And I said, well, I've taken accounting class, but I don't have any experience working in accounting. They said, don't worry, we will train you, but we do need you to speak Spanish because we're going to send you to Mexico. And I go, wow, they're going to send me to work in Mexico. And I got hired at Gateway and they sent me to Mexico. And I lived in a very nice hotel for about 3 months. until I knew all the customers, which they were big companies such as Sam's, Walmart, and other retail stores in Mexico that they were buying hundreds of computers from Gateway. So I learned the account receivable part. Once I got the training out of the way, I started working in North Sioux City. And after all the excitement of being in Mexico and now coming back to North Sioux City and sitting at a cubicle, then I started missing the students. I really started missing Western Iowa Tech. And that was in my mind that I wanted to come back. One day I ran into our previous president, Dr. Dunker, and he was buying a television at Flans Electronic, and he saw me. He says, "Hi, Lily." And so I reached and I gave him a hug and I whispered in his ear. I said, "Please take me back. I really want to go back to the college." He says, "You want to come back? I'll work on it." And he looked at me. I looked at him, and I knew that he would do whatever he could to bring me back to the college. So then later on, I came back to the TRIO program.
Wow, that's crazy. I just want to say that I know Dr. Dunker, and if you wasn't worth it, he wouldn't have did nothing. Yeah. Right? You know, you were worth it, and he knew your worth, right? And that's why he did that. And that just speaks back to you about what an awesome person you are. So, okay, let's continue. So
after I came back, I got a job as a TRIO coordinator, and that opened up my happiness, because I was working with students every day and I was getting to know them personally, and I was able to tell them how hard it was for me to get started and how I did it. And I got a lot of students that they listen to me and they look up to me. And my greatest satisfaction is when I attend graduation. I don't think I've ever missed a graduation. And I love to see my students walk in front of me wearing their caps and gowns, and that is like a day to celebrate when I go to graduation.
You know what? And it probably means, graduation means a lot to me, but to you, right, from where you come from and all the things you've been through, to be in charge of those students walking the stage has to be the greatest feeling.
It is. And later I took another position in Western Iowa Tech where I was part of the graduation ceremony. So I was able to wear my graduation gown. It sat at the stage with everybody. Now I could see the students closer to me. Now I'm in a new position. This would probably be my first graduation that I'm not part of the ceremony, but I am going to attend. Wow. I am going to attend. I know that they're going to have it in different parts and times. Yeah. So I do have to attend like two times. I need to see the police science and I need to see nursing.
Amen. And I'm sure you got some students there that are doing their thing.
They're all in the TRIO program.
Wow. We both support the TRIO program. Lily, you took it to another level, right? You knew the ins and out of Western Iowa Tech, from the help desk all the way to what you do now, right? And that's quite an asset, period.
I worked in TRIO for many years, but I always knew that someday I wanted to be the director. But for that, the requirements were you need to have a master's.
Here we go.
So I went back to school and I got the master's, and I got it just in time when the previous director was moving on to a higher responsibilities, and I got in right away.
And you know what? And that's when, those of you, me and Lily have been all over the world together. Me, Lily, and Dr. Julian Albert, and we got a bond, right? And not only Lily, but Julie, you guys are awesome women, right? Awesome women that can work rings around me, right? And I call myself workaholic, but wow, y'all take it to another level. Facts, right? And I wouldn't say that if it wasn't true, right? I know that that's true.
Yeah.
So Lily, have you ever just sat back and had time to take it all in on where you come from and what you've accomplished? Have you ever just sit there and just took it all in?
Well, I've been here for 44 years. So, whenever somebody asks me, where are you from? I'm from Iowa.
I'm from Iowa.
I'm from Iowa. I'm an
That's
Iowa
what's
girl.
up. That's what's up. That is what's up.
Only when I travel to Chile to visit my mom is kind of I switch, and I am Chilean for 2 weeks. The 2 weeks that I'm there.
Amen. And I know your mom is doing good. Another thing is that you take care of the people that you care about, right?
Mhm.
Not only do you take care of these students here and they're on the first, but when your mom needs you, you're the quickest person to get back to Chile.
Yep.
I've seen it happen before. I've seen it. I just haven't heard about this, but I witnessed it. So I salute salute to you, because you are an outstanding lady that I don't mind following, right? So that's just what it is. It is what it is. So what are you planning on doing in the future? Do you plan on starting any businesses? Do you plan on buying property? Do you plan on staying at WIT?
Nope, I've already bought several properties and I sold them all. I just started a new position 3 months ago. I'm planning to, I just turned 62, Mike, last week. So I'll probably be here for the next 4 years, and I'm looking for retirement.
Well, you deserve it, right?
I'm planning to spend a lot of time in Florida. Florida is the favorite state.
Amen. That's where my
but Iowa is home.
Iowa's still home. Yeah. I'm always saying I'm an Iowan. That's what it is. You deserve it though, right? You deserve an awesome retirement because you've labored a long time, right? And I know you've been very, very faithful to Western Iowa Tech students and more than that, Iowans, Siouxlanders. And again, that's just what it is. And when we brought up the property, yes, Lily does a lot that you don't know about, right? Lily's multifaceted, big time, right? Facts. So I just think it's awesome. You are an excellent candidate to be interviewed for Women's History Month. And if anybody, if anybody can do this, you can. And you are what I would call an awesome lady that deserves to be interviewed for this month, right? Second person out the gate. We have like 9 more people to go, and they're not in any order. But everybody that I interview deserves to be just that, an extraordinary woman of Western Iowa Tech, period. So, so my last question for you, Lily.
Yes.
And I know this is a big one right here. So if you had something to say to all the ladies and women that are coming up after you, that will go through some trials and tribulations, whether it's just being a woman, whether it's being a woman of color, whether it's a woman with disabilities, whatever it is, what would you like to say to them to give them that oomph to get through this all?
Well, I believe that if you're going to work with people, work with students of all backgrounds, you have to have the heart and the patience to listen to them and to be able to do the work. If somebody comes to me, I don't ever tell them, go to admissions or send them to someone else. I take care of them. Yeah. From the moment they put a foot in my office or they call me on the phone, that student is mine. I hold on until I see them graduate.
Oh, that's what we got here, y'all. Listen to what we got here, right? That's what we got here. People that care about you, right? Regardless of color, regardless of economic background, whatever religion, we love everybody. And you know what? those ladies listening right now, if you think that you can't make it and things have coming out the sky and hit you upside the head, you can definitely survive it. And Lily is a living example of just that, right? So, you know, Lily, words can't describe you. You're my lady, right? You're awesome, right? And we have a lot of experiences together. And you know what? I wouldn't rather travel the world with anybody else. Of course, my wife, but anything past that, it's you and Julie all the way.
We need to travel at least one more time.
One more time, just to end it off with the period, right?
Yep.
You know, well, thank you. I know your time is valuable, and I'm really appreciative of you taking the time to talk with me.
Thank you for taking the time to interview me, Mike.
That's what's up, Lily. You have an awesome day and hope to see you in the hallway.
All right. Bye.
Bye-bye.